The situation with the transfer window is absolutely buzzing and everything's moving really fast and we can't even keep on top of it. Now, we're hearing that Man United have actually agreed a fee with West Ham for 30 million. Yes, it is a done deal. This is crazy news. Man United are just waiting on West Ham to discuss the details of how they're going to make the payments for this 30 million. But this is breaking news. You're hearing it first. This is absolutely insane. So let's get this deal done so we can get into Debo. This is absolutely great news for everybody, even the club and even Maguire. So let's wait and see what happens. But this is breaking news. We're still waiting and hearing. Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you are all well. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have a jam-packed show today. We'll be talking about Harry Maguire and the McTominay sale. We're also talking about the news that Rasmus Højlund might be injured for the start of the season, but not just the start of the season. It could be a long-term injury that could affect him playing games for Manchester United on a regular basis. But we'll go into that shortly. We will also be talking about Neymar and the possibility of him coming to the Premier League or even Manchester United. We will also be talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka getting a new contract offer from Manchester United. We'll also be throwing into the mix Anthony Martial, Todibo, and finally the Glazers. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So we kick off with Harry Maguire and McTominay. We're hearing that they're very close on leaving Manchester United. Harry Maguire, from all our issues that we've had with him, is finally happy to leave Manchester United and actually wants to leave for West Ham. He's had talks with David Moyes apparently, and David Moyes has offered him the captaincy if he joins West Ham, and apparently that's the deal maker. He wants to be captain. What a dude Harry Maguire is. He wants to be captain wherever he goes, so he wants to be captain of West Ham, and that seems to have pushed him over the edge and decided that he wants to join David Moyes and West Ham so he can go out there and become captain and is guaranteed to play week in, week out. I believe I've said this already. I think it's a great move for both parties on this. I think West Ham would benefit from it. I think Man United will benefit from it, and overall I think Harry Maguire and McTominay would both benefit from leaving Manchester United and getting regular football time. As we confirmed yesterday, Man United actually rejected the initial bid for both Harry Maguire and McTominay that was made by West Ham, and West Ham are now looking to submit an increased bid for both of these players. United have actually told West Ham that they're not far away from what they're looking for both of these players, and if they could increase their offer slightly, they will be accepting that offer. So it really looks like that this deal could happen very soon. And it would be a great move for Manchester United as well, because they're going to get rid of two players who are not in Ten Hag's plans and they're getting some money from them. Although there's been some discussion point of who is valued more. From the sources we're hearing, Manchester United believe that McTominay is worth at least 45 mil and Harry Maguire is worth at least 35 mil. And that's what they're looking for from West Ham, but West Ham are not offering that. I think there's talk of West Ham offering a combined offer of 60 million, which isn't enough for Manchester United. So Manchester United have asked them to go back to the drawing board and come back with a higher offer, and they will be looking to accept the offer. It's no secret Ten Hag wants Harry Maguire out, and the fans will be happy as well, because the fans want these players to leave Manchester United so Manchester United can bring in the other players that they're talking about, like the Amrabats, like the Todibos. And the sale of both these players will almost guarantee that Manchester United will go out there and sign Amrabat, and that's what everyone's waiting on. Everyone has been waiting for some time now. It's been weeks when we heard that Amrabat had agreed personal terms with Manchester United, and it's been weeks since we've heard that Manchester United are interested in signing him and have made approaches to the club and are just waiting on selling some players like Harry Maguire, like Fred, like McTominay, so that they can bring in someone like Amrabat into the team. The situation with the transfer window is absolutely buzzing and everything's moving really fast and we can't even keep on top of it. Now, we're hearing that West Ham have actually gone in for Ward-Prowse from Southampton. If that is the case, it brings some big question marks on whether they're then they will sign McTominay or not, although they're two different type of players, and that's why I think no, I think they will be going for Ward-Prowse, but also trying to get McTominay and Maguire through the door. Them are their three key targets, I think, this summer. But then there's a huge other thing that's just fallen into the laps of West Ham, and it's completely come out of the blue, and that is that Manchester City have made an offer for Lucas Paqueta, the centre defensive midfield player for West Ham, and West Ham are looking like they will make a deal on this. They are looking like they will accept an offer. Now I'm hearing that Manchester City have offered in the region of 70 million and West Ham want at least 80 million or something like that. I need to get the figures right because look, it's really early. I'm just hearing this fresh off the sources that this is happening. I'll have to confirm and come back to you if that is the case. I might leave a post on the community post to let you know what the offer is exactly, but I'm hearing that they are making an offer imminently. By the time this video goes out, it probably is already happened. So look, we'll see. That's what I'm hearing. It's almost 90% guaranteed that Manchester City will and have made an offer for Paqueta by the time this video goes live. But either way, if that is the case, then they'll definitely need someone like McTominay to come in, and it'll give West Ham a huge cash injection. They'll have about 200 mil almost. They'll have a lot of money to spend, and that's when Maguire and McTominay become quite cheap for West Ham. And maybe you're thinking that this is a good move by Manchester United because they've actually held off selling them to West Ham, and now West Ham might come into even more money, and they could quite easily afford Maguire and McTominay for the price that Manchester United are asking for. This could be a very positive development for Manchester United if Manchester City come in and buy Paqueta for the money that West Ham is asking for, and we could have an easy sale on our hands with Maguire and McTominay to West Ham. As well as McTominay and Maguire, there's Donny and Fred, who are also looking like they're very close to leaving Manchester United. They're in negotiations with teams and they are just working out personal terms. But I think these two are very close on leaving as well. I think Manchester United will not stand in their way because Manchester United do not have them in their plans whatsoever. It's no secret that once these players do leave Manchester United would be heading straight over to Italy, getting hold of Amrabat and bringing him to Manchester United, because that is what they've planned for some time. It's no secret that the plan was to bring in Amrabat once they sell these midfield players, and that is going to happen, no doubt. There is no doubt in my head that this has already been lined up and is just on the burner. And then we got talk of Todibo next in line as a centre-back. United have spoken to him, they've spoken to the club. Everything again is similar to Amrabat. They've lined up their player. Manchester United are just waiting on the sales of the players on the Manchester United side of McTominay, Maguire and Donny and Fred. And once these go through, it's no doubt that they also will be heading over to Todibo and making sure that they get him in as well. They've marked these players, they've shortlisted them, they know who they want and why they want them. They've spoken to these players. They have convinced these players to join Manchester United. They've heard that these players want to join Manchester United, and that is key. They know that they're going to get their men if they go in there and make an offer. It's fantastic how Manchester United have gone about doing their transfer business this summer. All United fans are pushing for these deals to happen as soon as possible, and every Manchester United fan is waiting, checking every hour that this deal happens, that Maguire and McTominay are sold, and we bring in our targets of Amrabat and Todibo. That would be fantastic. It would be one of the best summer transfers we've ever had. I really, really want this to happen. Every Manchester United fan wants this to happen. If you want it to happen, smash that like button on the video and subscribe to the channel. News broke yesterday that the injury that is keeping Rasmus Højlund from starting the season with United is a back injury, and although the club have not given any real detail about the injury, we have now had report that the injury could be pretty serious. Now what we mean by serious is that it's serious enough to keep him from playing 2 games in a row for Manchester United. That sounds like a serious injury, and if this is true, it'd be really bad news for United and the hopes of Højlund becoming a superstar striker. Injuries are key to a player's success or failure. But let's look at this in a more logical sense. United would not have signed him if he had a serious injury. Of course they wouldn't. These injury details have not come from United directly, so they could be way off the mark. Is someone speculating that this could be the injury to Højlund and how serious it is. But if Manchester United medical staff have done the medical, we know that his medical stretched over 2 days. There was a reason for why this was, and now it's clear that it was his back injury, and that's why Manchester United did not rush the medical, did not rush the whole announcement, and what they did was take their time and make sure that his medical was properly done and made sure that the player was fit enough to go ahead and sign. And this is why they rolled it on to the next day, and we heard that he came in for a medical the next day, a more thorough medical, where he had had an MRI scan revealed that he had a spot in his back which was causing issue and which could lead to further injury if not treated or rested. I'm looking on the positive side. I keep thinking glass half full on this point. I think, look, Manchester United are aware of the injury. They fully know what's going on with him. They knew of this when they signed him, so they were fully aware of what the injury will entail and whether he's going to recover or not. Højlund is young, so any injury that he has suffered, what I'm hearing from the sources from Manchester United, that this is just a precautionary measure. He could actually go out and play in the first game of the season. He does not feel injured. It's just that medical staff have picked this up on detailed MRI scans that this could in the future cause him an issue. Right now, he's not actually struggling with the injury. He was playing for Atalanta. He did not know about this. It's only on the medical that this was revealed, that there could be a slight weakness in his back which could cause him issues going forward in the future. So what Manchester United are doing is just simply taking care of it now before it becomes an issue, before it becomes an injury. So he's technically not injured, and this is what we've got to understand. He's not injured right now. He just has been told that this could become an injury, and it could be a serious injury if not rested or treated right now. So it's really good news from Manchester United. In fact, you've got to give a heads up to the Manchester United medical staff who picked up on this. What a fantastic job they've done, because they've picked up on it. It tells you how detailed and good the staff at Manchester United are, the medical staff, because they've gone in there, they've picked up on this injury which has not actually happened yet. That's amazing, that this weakness that they've identified could turn into an injury. So what do? They prevent it from happening in the first place. So that is why Højlund will be rested and will be kept an eye on. They'll keep an eye on his back and make sure that it's not going to get any worse. I think we all need to be very happy with this news. In fact, it's positive news, it's not negative news, because we know that our medical staff at Manchester United, at Old Trafford, at Carrington are doing their job, and they're doing it well. And one thing that we all must remember is Manchester United would not have paid that much money for someone who's injured or someone who's not good enough to play. So let's just keep that in our mind. Do not let third-party media and the press get into your heads. We are Manchester United. We need to stay calm, and we need to support our players, and we need to all get behind Rasmus Højlund. He is going to be a legend of the club. He is going to be a top player. His movement is amazing. The way he plays is very intelligent for a 20-year-old, and I think he can get some serious amount of goals this season. Moving on, there's news coming out from PSG that Neymar has told the club that he wants out. It's crazy to think that this would happen a few years back to PSG. When they signed Messi, they had Mbappe, they had Neymar. In fact, they tied down Mbappe to a long-term contract. You thought PSG are going to be a team that are just going to grow and become one of the biggest and best teams in Europe. But they've just completely self-destructed. The whole Messi moving, and now Mbappe leaving. And the final nail in the coffin has come from Neymar, who said that he wants to leave as well. And this is a prime example of what superstars can do to your club. It's hard to keep all of them happy if you have that many superstars at your club. I think the biggest problem has been Mbappe and what he's been getting paid and how much power he's had at PSG. I think other footballers, other colleagues like Neymar, like Messi, other players don't like seeing that. All footballers want all the team to be treated equally, and if one person is getting preferential treatment, I think that causes division within the team and within the squad. I think it's highly likely that Neymar's going to be looking for his last payday and will end up joining a team in Saudi. There is talk that he could end up back to Barcelona, but I would be very surprised if that happened. Barcelona have had financial issues, and it's no secret that they've had financial issues. If that was the case and they had the money, they would have signed Messi, no doubt. So it's unlikely that Neymar will be going back to Barcelona. But there is a small outside chance that Neymar could end up in the Premier League. Would it be a bad idea for United to go for Neymar? Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think United, if Neymar became available, do you think United should go for him? Do you think he would fit into the team? What would happen to Rashford? Or do you play Neymar as a cam? I mean, he's not a bad player, is he? Let's be honest. He's still got a lot to offer. But would that fit Ten Hag's philosophy? I don't think so. But we all know that the Glazers would love to have someone like Neymar at Manchester United, because that would increase their commercial revenue tenfold. So drop your comments below. What do you think? Neymar, yes or no? Aaron Wan-Bissaka is reported to have been offered a new contract at Manchester United. That is very good news. He'll be getting a higher salary at Manchester United under this new contract. He has been impressive since Ten Hag has joined. He's probably one of the most improved players since Ten Hag has joined. And now there's even debate whether he should be playing ahead of Dalot in the starting 11. Man United fans are divided whether Dalot should be playing or whether Wan-Bissaka should be playing. It's a cut straight down the middle. I hear some fans saying that Dalot is better going forward, whereas some fans are saying no, Wan-Bissaka is a lot better. But this is great news for Wan-Bissaka and Manchester United that he can stay on. I hope he improves even more under Ten Hag. I think he can. He's still young. He's still a top player, and I think he can only get better. Another player we mentioned in yesterday's show was Anthony Martial. We confirmed in yesterday's show that Ten Hag wants Martial to stay and that he will be staying for this coming season at Manchester United, fighting for his place as the striker. But we are hearing from sources in Manchester United that if an offer came in, a big one, they would consider it for Martial. But I think the chances of Martial leaving this year are very, very limited, given that we've just heard that Højlund could be injured. Maybe not, obviously not serious injury, but I think Ten Hag will do the sensible thing and keep Martial at Manchester United until Højlund settles down and starts scoring some goals. What do you think about the whole situation with Rasmus Højlund? What do you think about Martial not leaving or leaving? And what do you think about Wan-Bissaka getting that contract? And do you think he should be starting ahead of Dalot? Drop your comments below. I want to hear from you. It is really interesting to hear from all Manchester United fans and their opinions about what they think about what's going on at the squad and with the summer transfer market. It's really interesting. So drop your comments, hit them likes. Last night we also heard that United had tapped up the centre-back Todibo already in readiness for when Maguire leaves. Todibo is a class centre-back, young, solid centre-back, and he'd be perfect backup for Varane or Martinez coming in to Manchester United. Manchester United, we're told, have spoken to his club and already inquired about what fee they're looking at, and it's already verbally agreed. United have also spoken with the player and agreed broad verbal terms with him, and it looks like that he will be a ready-made replacement for Maguire. So they are ready to move on to Todibo, even if it happens very last minute, but they have put the player on notice that they will be coming in for him. It all depends on West Ham and whether they will come in for Maguire and McTominay again, or whether they will hold off for now. I mean, it looks like that Moyes wants these players, and it looks like that West Ham will increase their offers, but let's wait and see. I mean, the whole Paqueta thing now in the mix makes it really interesting. I think if Man City can buy their player and West Ham get as much money as possible from them, then I think it's a done deal. Maguire and McTominay will most definitely be going to West Ham, and David Moyes will get his men, and Manchester United will get some kind of fee, a decent fee for both of them, and then they can go and get Todibo and Amrabat like we've discussed. And finally we come to the Glazers. There's not a day that goes by where we do not hear something about the sale, something about Qatar, something about Sir Jim Ratcliffe, or something about the Glazers. It's all over social media, it's all over some channels. We always hear something about the sale going through, not going through. There's a huge development, there's a huge announcement, but there's no reliable source that I'm speaking to that is telling me anything about the sale. They keep coming back with the same thing, which is that there is just deadly silence on all parties. No one's talking about it. The Glazers aren't willing to talk about it. Sir Jim Ratcliffe isn't willing to talk about it. The Qatari group, Sheikh Yassim, is not willing to talk about it. It's just gone eerily silent. No one is talking about the sale or takeover, which is weird, but this is what the Glazers do. They shut everyone up. They shut all the media up. No one is questioning why there's such a delay and what's going on. What happened to proper journalism, where they go out and find out what's going on? This is one of the biggest business deals in the history of football, and yet no media, no press are looking into this. And then there's really odd things happening. There's odd things like Roy Keane, the legend of a player. He's one of my favourite players ever at Manchester United. Roy Keane embodies what I want in a Manchester United player, and he's come out yesterday and done a whole advert for the third kit, which I must add is really nice. It's confused a lot of people about Roy Keane and why he's done this. I mean, some people have jumped saying, look, this could be a signal that the Glazers are leaving, or that Roy Keane sold out and just simply went for the money. But on the sale and takeover of Manchester United, it looks like we're not getting any news imminently, and if anyone is telling you news about the takeover, it's probably made up. What's your thoughts on the whole takeover? Let us know. Drop your comments below on what you think about the Glazers, what you think about Roy Keane doing this advertisement. What do you think? Are you confused as much as I am? And tomorrow we'll be doing a special show, a preview show of Manchester United's first game of the season against Wolves on Monday. So make sure you tune into that. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe so you don't miss that show. You are watching the Man United Stream, a channel by the fans for the fans.